Slinky.
It's quite
Okay,
often.
right,
I saw it last week.
What have we got in the budget?
Well, there's £500 in the budget for grants. The other thing to bear in mind, of course, in the past we've always given the school, but because we're not actually allowed to give the school as such a grant, we could give the Parent-Teacher Association a grant separately to the school, but they'd have to apply to us.
They've got to ask.
And they haven't done so.
PTA now.
Sorry?
Yeah, through the PTA.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, again to get my head around, what we're talking about now is this year's budget?
This current year we're in now.
And you say we've got 500, but I thought we'd already spent some this year.
I think we spent about 400. Just check the budget on that. Let me just check the budget on that. I think
We've given a grant to somebody.
Yeah.
I can't remember who. We did the properties. And the church.
Oh yes, did we give something towards?
we go
Tomb
to
restoration.
It gave something towards the church.
Yes.
Well, no, we gave to the tomb, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think it's just
Did we give it to the plaque on the memorial? Did that come out of that? You know, because we gave something to that, didn't we? For
Or
the
ceramic copies.
I'll tell you, this is that.
addition.
Just stop watching yourself a minute.
You're up on the big screen as well.
Sorry?
Just to warn you, are up on the big screen as well.
That's it, yeah.
Nothing to hide.
Did you
That's why.
This is the way to Brent Knoll Parish. It's the way to do.
Don't you just hate that when it does that?
Right, so we're on financials.
That's the old slates and chalk, don't you?
Excellent paper. Every time. Yeah.
And the sharp points. That's taken before I ran the area.
So do a risk assessment
Yeah.
You're right.
Grants.
Can you be trusted?
Grants, so far this year, 450.
So we've basically got 50 quid left in it.
Yeah.
25 each.
Just go back to the summary sheet a minute and see what the actual budget was. Actually, the budget was 900. The budget was 900 and we spent 450 to date.
So we got 450. 100 quid each.
Well, we gave the PTA some money.
Well, they've just had a lump of money at school.
So that's where we started. That's what we've done today in the red, and the blue is I'd forecasted it at 900. When we set the precept, I forecasted it at 900, so I assumed we were going to use all the budget. So
Did we give Mendip communities bus to begin with anything last time?
we did last year. I think we gave a token amount of £50 last year.
Are we going to do the same this
Yes.
year?
I think
I
we
was
did.
I would
I
suggest.
It
think
does
we give
count,
cab a
it
bit
does.
more, don't we? Didn't we give cab 100?
I believe so.
No,
We also,
50, I think we gave
we
150 last
also
year.
Oh, no, I
gave
said more than
some
50.
It was 150.
to our ambulance.
Oh, yes.
We did, and they didn't
They
request it,
want
but we
to buy
gave it to them anyway.
They're wanting to buy another
Helicopter.
helicopter.
So really, it's a matter for you, really.
Searching for
Where you want to place these grants.
Well, in the absence of not having a request from the PTA, I don't think we can do it. Have anybody got any ideas for sums for Mendip and CAB?
50 from there, proposed.
The CAB, they've had 250 in the past, so I think I would be
They do a lot
happy
of work,
to get
don't
them
they?
250. They do a lot of
Awful
good work.
lot of work.
So that's 300 gone if we do 50 on Mendip.
Did we make a grant towards the tomb?
Yes.
But that's
Last
not
week.
strictly a grant, is it?
We haven't done it yet.
No.
No.
We haven't paid anything out yet, so it's not actually in the figures.
But it's not a grant per se, is it?
I don't know where else you put
Well,
it.
it
It is actually.
come from.
It is a grant, technically.
Yeah, I suppose.
So you could say that
Next
that
year.
but that's not going to come in this year's now, I doubt.
No.
So that's going to be next year's grant.
Okay. So the proposal on the table is 250 to CAB and 50 to Mendip. Yes, Peter?
I'll vote for
You
that.
propose that?
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All in favour?
Okay.
Thank you.
We used to get, I mean, I remember when I first started, we used to get a lot of requests actually, but
Yeah.
something like victim support used to write to us, Samaritans. I think what it is, the problem they've got, they don't have the people to write. That's the difficulty these days.
The guys used to, didn't
And
they?
educated.
That's something they can-
Yes, but they're like capitals.
They're going to write.
The other thing is, the last thing we need to do on there is approve Richard Young as our internal auditor for this financial year.
I propose that.
We didn't have a vote on the finance.
Do we need it?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Do we need
You're
to
right,
have
we
that
didn't.
on that? 'Cause
No, we didn't.
We haven't agreed to finance, actually.
do we need a vote on that?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Proposed, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Right.
Grade 2 chest tube restoration. There's an update letter from George who came this afternoon
After having a heart attack,
after having a heart attack.
Really?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
spending 24 hours
Yesterday.
in. He was lucky he got caught in the day, otherwise it would have been at night, he wouldn't have gone to arrest him.
Really had a look at it.
He had some strange feelings at 6 o'clock yesterday morning.
Yes.
Walked up to get his newspaper, and then rang. Either he or his good lady rang the doctor, and he spoke to him and said, "Get yourself off to Western."
mm.
And he had several ECGs and various other bits and pieces, and he was in overnight. He hasn't had the formal results, but what he said to me, he said, you know, he was treated for a heart attack. And I said to him, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Mm.
Get my house in order before I go home.
Anyway, so we wish him well.
It's okay.
And that's why he really came also to apologise for not being here tonight. I said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
remember
okay, isn't
something
it?
on the work or something. I said, I won't-
and he'd also brought an update report, a copy for Colin and a copy for us on the grade 2 chest tube.
Right.
An update. Were you aware of that update, Colin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the upshot of it all is that we've now had the Conservators report, which we decided as a council to fund. The Conservators report is obviously far greater than George anticipated in terms of work. So he sent the report and requirements across to Wells, and essentially they've got to price this work, and until I get a price I can't firm up any grant application at all. But we've got grants in for Nuttall Trust anyway, so we've just got to wait and see, and then depends on how much money will depend on whether the project goes ahead. But the PCC given support, which was very encouraging, which I didn't think they would. So yeah, it's okay at the moment. It's just stable. We need to get the costs.
Right. You will be requesting some decisions on the toilet block on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You've got to. Can you share those? There's just one between two. Okay, there are three decisions I want you to make, and I need just to talk them through with you because I feel I can't make these decisions on my own. If you look under waterless urinals, first of all, there's a term allowance. Paul Dixon originally allowed, in his quote, 2 ceramic waterless urinals, totalling £543, including VAT. Okay. I've had a look at his proposal, and it's not from what I would call the experts in this field. The experts seem to be a company called Gentworks, and Gentworks, what they do when you have a waterless urinal like that, for instance, into the bowl is placed a cartridge, and this cartridge filters, absorbs, etc. And it lasts for between 4 months and 6 months, depending on how regularly, if you like, our loos are used. And so that will need, the cartridge will need replacing, and the cartridges are £32 each. If you look under Gentworks, the cartridge is £32. We then have to allow for bacterial cleaner, and there is a bacterial spray which we can always also get and make available to Sedgemoor, who have offered to incorporate the change of the cartridge when they do their clean, I think it's fortnightly clean of our loos. So they will replace the cartridges as and when, which I think is good. They will charge us a little bit more, but at least we've got ourselves covered for maintenance of the equipment. Which brings me on to the main decision we've got to make. Do we therefore go for a waterless urinal like that, which is a simple thing that you probably all come across in your when you go to the loos, in public loos, or, and I must admit this is my favourite because I think it would look much better. You can get, we've taken the trough out. I don't know if you've been in the loos. We've taken the trough out. The original trough was 1800 mil long, and it was down to the floor, huge piece of kit which was a bit unsightly. What Gentworks do is a GRP small trough, which is 1200 long by only 550 deep. So in other words, you're buying a trough which essentially you only need one cartridge in it, and it is white, it's GRP, so it won't get cracked or hopefully vandalised like a ceramic pot may be.
What's GRP?
Glass
reinforced plastics. So it's light, it's serviceable, you know, it's rugged. A bit like the metal one, but it looks so much better. It would be white, and I think it would look better, and it just seems to me a very sensible piece of kit. Yeah, those are the dimensions there. It's 1200, so it's about like that, and it's about like that, which would just hang on the wall. Okay. Yeah.
The only thing is, if you just put one, what about the children? Will it have to be at low level? Because usually when you're in the toilets, you get one at high level and one at low level.
Yeah. Well, we could lower it. We can lower it assuming because the old metal one was down to the floor anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about lowering it. But I mean, the kids, if they need to, and you know what kids do, they go into the main toilet anyway if they want to.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. You either have two bowls, one at normal height and one at a lower height. But it seems that if you get a trough,
just have it at a lower height.
yeah. There is an additional cost of about £50 for the waterless trough, which includes the valve and fittings. So what I would propose is that if we bought it, we would probably
Save that.
Yes, we would. Yes.
if we bought it. So effectively, it would be
A fifth,
About 400.
£100 short.
yeah,
Was
yeah.
doing
It,
six.
we would make a saving on it anyway if we were to do it. So I've put a price for some gent works right at the bottom, 2 ceramic urinals. I haven't included the cartridges in them, but we could make further savings, which would only cost us £333. But I think the trough would be a really smart piece of kit, for want of a better word, to put in there and look better.
Yeah.
And you'd have one waste into the, Bob's seen what Paul's allowed, one waste into the floor,
Into the
it's
floors.
along and into the existing drain, so it's nice and neat. So that's the first decision.
Shall we make them in order, Colin?
Sorry,
Make them in order.
if you want to.
Can we support then the trough as opposed to the so that's unanimous, I think.
Okay, thank you. And then what we can do then is buy also as a parish council the cartridge, the cleaner and the bacterial spray, and we can get a cost sheet ready to keep for Sedgemoor when they do the cleaning.
Okay.
Are you okay with that, Bob? Yes. Okay, thank you. The other thing is the flooring. Now, John's helped me with this. We've had a quote from AA Flooring, who have quoted to, if you like, put a laminate floor down, which is stuck, like a vinyl laminate floor, which is stuck and would be cut, if you like, round the existing bowls that are in there, and then stuck and moved up the walls. I'm not sure about there's a word I'm searching for, the integrity of that flooring over a long period of time, especially where it's cut and joined. I'm a little bit hesitant about that. Shorebond, that John knows very well, have quoted for one of these epoxy floorings, which is smoothed over. It's not laminate, there's no cuts in it, it's a smooth surface, it's a hard surface, it's one colour as opposed to the multi-finish that he can offer, but I think we just want one colour in there, we don't want anything fancy.
As long as it's not yellow.
Or black.
So again, if we placed our order, the total cost is £1,838, but we can make some savings because his quote net of VAT was...
That's the laminate flooring.
That's another wrong quote.
No,
Is that?
no, I'm sorry, Shorebond was 1908, including VAT, and the net value of that was 1590. So again, if we do it, we save the money ourselves.
What colour is it though, Colin? You say?
Sorry?
What colour can they offer?
I don't know. It's just the principle. I'll come back to you with the colour.
Are these surfaces slippery?
Yeah, I guess
Could I
so.
do-
Non-slip.
Could I
Are they not slippery?
Could I just say something? Because I actually dealt with Shorebond and I spoke to them today, and hopefully they can come in next Monday.
Well,
And we will be then able to discuss actually the finish and a non-slip surface. But there are degrees of non-slip surface, whether it's very rough, which makes it difficult to clean, or something in between. I'm not going to comment on it. He will come and brief Colin direct. There are many varied colours in it. You can have a watercolour or a solid colour. That is something to be decided. And I would only say one other thing is, having been present when both AA and Shorebond came, Shawbond who want to put down the vinyl, which personally I don't like. And they said we can't get it in this damp weather, we can't start until about May. But I spoke to Shawbond today and he said, if you wish to go, we can start in a fortnight. I think that's about its update, but all things being equal, the final bits and pieces can be tied up by Colin on Monday.
I certainly would prefer the epoxy on
Absolutely.
my background in industrial flooring.
Yeah, I think it's I've forgotten the word I used, but it's a
Durability.
It's
Durability. And the other thing was actually going back to AA flooring, and they were very cagey because in both looms there is a group outlet into the floor, and they went, well, that's going to be a bit difficult because we've got to get the laminate in and this, that and the other. You will have to have a different grid fit. We will tell you who can fit it and this, that and the other. That never came up when we were dealing with Shawbond. That is a detail that we need to just
I'd like to propose that when this gentleman comes, that John kindly organised for Colin to meet, that we allow Colin to choose the colour.
Exactly. Round the edge of the toilets, is there a curved section at the bottom? Will that be covered as
up the
well?
wall, yes.
Yeah, it'll go up that as well.
With both, either of them,
yeah,
will take it up the
goes
wall.
up the wall.
Yes.
So
To the paint, it will go to the paint line.
Right, okay.
And in both cases, and that's another thing which has come up, both need to abrade the floor before they start putting any stickies or boxes down. So I've spoken to Shawbond today about it, but they will need to abrade it in some way.
They can put a disc grinder over it or a shot glass.
Yeah.
Bob,
Happy to second
Yeah.
Peter's recommendation.
in terms of colour though, I think it needs to be bright to facilitate the enthusiasm of the cleaning people.
Fluorescent.
Well, on the inside, on the walls, I propose that we just maintain the same sort of magnolia type cream finish because it's clean and fresh. On the floor, we just get something that complements it, probably darker, but not.
Usually red or black, isn't it?
Yeah, something.
Black would be awful, but terracotta.
I'll send an email out saying what the
Roughly what can be done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Sharon will also just need to take obviously the advice they give us about the non-slip.
Yes.
Because inevitably
Yes.
dampness will come in from outside. and
It's a good point. I've asked Paul to put a louver in one of the windows so that there is a flow through of air, because if the doors are closed, it doesn't get
Ventilated.
What about the toilet holders, toilet roll holders? Are they the same or what do we do?
I put that one up.
I've no idea, Brian,
No,
at the
right.
moment. We just, I mean, if they need replacing afterwards, we'll have a look at it. But
You need a light as well.
a what?
A light. The light has got a big hole in the ceiling,
In where?
in the gents.
Both lights are okay.
Well, one's got a big hole in the side of the shade.
No, I didn't notice that, but I'll have a look at it tomorrow. Okay. So
So you've got that.
really,
support.
those are our choices. Are you therefore happy that we go with Shawbond and we check non-slip, which I think is a very valid point that would come out, and then the colour I can circulate.
Is that the people that did our place?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they know us and we know them. So.
Yeah.
And
We
the
don't. The other good thing is I don't have to take any of the bowls out to do the floor because they will just mould around the walls. Thank you. Okay.
Colour.
Colour. I put 4 colours on the wall. I don't know if you've all seen them.
Yes.
Dark stone, umber stone, country stone, and light cream. So going, the furthest left is light cream, which is there. The I can't see upside down. Furthest left is light cream. Where is it? No, sorry. Country stone is the furthest left. The next one inside is light cream.
Yeah.
The next one is umber stone, and on the far right is this dark
It
stone.
looks green on the wall, doesn't it?
Well, I think it's probably because it may need 2 colours, and he's just put a, you know, patch.
Because I thought that looked quite nice, the green.
Green?
Peter?
I like the umber stone. That one, where
Where
is
is
it?
it? Proposal
Is that
between
at the top?
terracotta.
Is that right at the top?
I don't see what colour it was.
I think we considered terracotta, and it is a very bright terracotta, and I think it would be in your face, to be honest. And I can see why. I was talking to Bob about this. You want it to blend in with the village hall,
Yeah.
but that terracotta is really orangey, and I don't think it would.
But one of them looks actually grey.
I don't
And
like
I
that
think
at
we
all.
would go for that because they're kick balls up against the wall. If you've got a cream or a yellow, it's going to be marked when the kick
This,
will
the
wet.
one nearest the play area is...
Dark stone.
Dark, the one nearest the play area is dark stone.
Yes.
And it looks, when I came up on Saturday and had a look at it, it looked green. A dark green, and I just painted a shed door with a similar colour, and it was called Somerset Green.
Well, that's
Dark stone.
dark stone.
And that looks brown from here, not green.
Which is the umber then? Which is,
The
That
umber is that one. It's a sort of browny one.
oh, well, there's one with a kind of yellowy one out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the side of the,
There's a
Light
light cream and a country stone.
that's the one I like, the country
Yeah.
stone.
Which you go for?
Country stone. But I mean, I'm really,
That's all I
Just
was
country
stone?
when the kids are kicking something up against the wall and marking it. If
I'm
it's
just
the right
looking
colour.
at the visual.
Because I went around it today, and on the far, the wall facing the car park is a great big patch where the, what's it called, the stippling.
It's all coming off and going to be redone.
He's going to have it
Yeah,
redone.
yeah.
Well, that's basically for damage from balls being kicked up against.
Yeah, but if it's painted, I understand we should have painted it in the first place, because that's what's caused it to blow. So-
What's the colour at the moment?
Sorry?
What's the colour at the moment?
It's just
Is it any?
random.
Mud.
Similar to that?
It's just like brown.
Mush.
It's probably
Somewhere between terracotta and brown.
Don't say it.
I will go by your judgment, Colin.
Yeah.
well. I can't make that judgment. I mean, John's just suggested brick red, which I think might
Well,
be.
one of the things which was said at the meeting last time,
I think it needs to be a subtle.
it would be quite good be in keeping with the village
Yeah, I like
hall. That brick red is not bad.
that.
If not that, I quite like the dark.
The transport.
Whatever it is.
Bear in mind it's going
It's a
to
river
have.
near Hull.
Bear in mind it will have a black band around the bottom, a bituminous paint, black around the bottom. So it'll
Is
stand
there,
out.
is there
as
an
a
actual
red
green in
fence.
that chart, Colin?
A green? Yeah, there's
A dark green.
olive green.
That's too wishy-washy. Paul was saying to me this afternoon he's struggling a bit by hand painting it.
Is what?
And he's talking to a mate that could spray it.
Well, that's his.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just
If it
heads up.
can be sprayed, I would have thought that's ideal.
So
There's an
we'll
awful
take
lot.
a-
Or you won't be able to paint it, he was telling me that you won't be able to paint it. You have to spray it.
Yeah,
It's too rough.
yeah, yeah. You'll be forever on that.
It took him over an hour doing those 4 pieces.
Okay.
I
So,
mean, you, if you go in there and have a yak with him, you don't get away.
Anything else on Jeep Hill Tugwell?
I mean, in terms of the colour, I don't know how many other people replying to your email, but I mean, certainly from my own point of view, the two that are on the village green side, the dark stone and the umber, I think are the more practical in terms of colours. The others it would be very light and it would be quite bright compared with the buildings around it. But
My personal favourite was the one nearest the play area, which you're saying is dark.
Dark
Yeah.
stone, yeah.
Dark stuff.
The dark stone, that's that one there.
Fine.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
That's quite. I quite
That's
like that
amber,
one because
isn't
it's in between them. But if you want to go
Peter.
for dark,
I'll propose umber.
Yeah, I like it.
that's that one.
yeah, that's one or
It's
two.
a river, yeah. Hull.
Umber,
Yeah.
yeah.
Only if you're copy.
Are you happy with umber? Do you want to have a look at it? Are you happy
Thank
with
you.
umber?
They'll never be quite the same.
They don't look
Been
like that
saying
on the
that.
wall, that's for sure.
I mean,
They look different to that on the wall, that's the trouble.
If Peter's proposing it, I'll second it.
Right.
Yeah.
Umber,
Umber.
the umbers have it.
All right.
well done, Colin.
I think. Well,
Yes,
thank you.
Progress.
Thank you.
Yeah, then he's refurbished the external door. This side. I don't know if you've seen it. He's refurbished it. It looks really good.
And he's taken some flashing off up around.
Yeah, the gutter, he took the guttering home and washed it.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, he did a lot of work there.
Yeah.
For the money, he's doing a huge amount of work there.
Have you got an opening
He
date?
can go on for lunch.
Sorry.
An opening date for the ceremony?
But getting the local key
Only the
Open it,
Yes,
open it with a bottle of pale ale.
James Heath,
very appropriate.
well, actually,
Styles across,
Thank you. That's brilliant. Thank you.
Styles across Crooked Lane Railway crossing further up.
Oh, I've spoken to Catherine Campbell today, and she's happy with the offer from Chris for a Bristol gate, which would incorporate the little gate in the middle. So that style will go, or be left, and then I've emailed Chris to say yes. Can you give me a date, because I've got to get Rob Ashton from Network Rail will come down and supervise the work because it's near railway property.
Oh, we're going to get scalpings or to fill in the dip. I believe there's a dip there.
No, that's done. Done in. That's
No,
been only done.
Oh, right.
That's what I was going to say about it. I bought some crushed concrete back along, and I think that dip that we've discussed for ages would only be about 1 or 2 tons, and probably about £20, I would think, and I'll go and put it down and level it if we could agree that that would be suitable. Because
So that's at Sally's?
yeah, because
Yeah.
Colin spoke to Sally and said we'd do something a while ago, and
Yeah, I saw her Sunday as well,
Yeah.
and said that. So,
Yeah, and
I mean, it's awful, the
First one's
gate.
good.
Have you got a roll?
yeah,
Have you
is
got a
that what we
roll?
want doing as well?
Yeah, the first one,
So we want 2 doing.
what's
Which one?
Tibbs's?
The first one off the
What's the
track
guy
and
that lives down Bolly's Lane?
Philip Vance.
Philip.
Philip.
Yeah.
He tidied it up a little bit, but it still needs a lot on the first gate, and then Sally's gate's the next one.
Yeah.
the biggest
Yeah.
gate. Yeah, both of
So
them.
both of them.
You have to.
So we get twice as much then.
Yeah, I don't
Can
think
you compact it in any way?
Yeah.
You've got a roll
Yeah, so I'll go
or a
down,
plate.
so I'll go down with the digger, because I've got to do some work down there anyway.
So you use the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I would,
track it.
I would like to propose
that'd be
that
good.
David buys this load of concrete and puts it down at Tibbs's gate and Sullivan Gate's
Thank you, David.
gates.
Yeah.
Because I think she'd be really great.
All those in favour? Yeah, cheers. Unanimous, thank you.
Chairman, just on that, could I ask one other question as well? I think there was an email that came in from someone who was concerned they'd seen the issue about the Bristol gate, about whether it was going to cause a problem for horses. My understanding this is a footpath, it's not a bridleway, isn't it?
It's a footpath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they,
Yeah.
it was an email that came in that was
Yeah.
copied to me, but
Yeah.
It comes off the bridleway, but
Yeah.
it's not going to stop them
That's
going
right.
down.
No,
yeah. Now they
It's
heard
private.
the discussion,
Yeah.
but they got the wrong end of the stick as to which one it was.
Oh, right.
There's no sticks in the wall.
Right, telephone kiosk, future management, I
Well,
guess you've got...
I put it on there, so, thinking about Bella, who will no longer, certainly at the moment anyway, won't want to participate in anything to do with that. And really, what we do moving on with it, I mean, whether we try and find somebody else or what do we do?
Well, Kim was jointly doing it.
Kim was joined, but I guess she
Would
wants
she
something.
be prepared to do it, or
She
would she
might
be
be, I can
prepared?
ask her. I can ask
Well,
her.
then it'd be appropriate to get hold of Kim and ask her to come to the meeting and actually to discuss what we like and what she proposes, and perhaps you could get some input from the village school, so we get the facts together and we can
I can ask her.
just discuss it here with her.
Okay.
Rather than just come to the
Yeah.
parish meeting that she, the parish surgery, which she does routinely.
Amazing. Yeah, okay. I'll ask her.
It'd be useful if she can.
Then we got the annual meeting
I've
speaker.
not got anywhere with this at all. I sent an email to Sue Mount Stevens in the hope that she might come, but she hasn't responded. And I did say to her if she couldn't come, has she got one of her
Chief
senior officers who will come? And I had no reply from her. That was 4 weeks ago. But that's nothing unusual. Every time I speak to Sue Mount Stevens about anything, you never get a reply.
Well,
from
then
her.
you remember.
Well, the trouble is, the new thing is not in situ until the end of April, as far as I can understand.
Don't know.
He gets,
So he's not even going to be in situ by the time we get to our meeting.
he's going to be, whatever, what's the term?
Licensed.
Just installed.
Licensed.
Installed in March.
We already have.
Yeah,
But can he not still come on?
well, he could do. I don't know how to get hold of him. That's the problem.
Oh, I see.
Because he's not living locally at the moment.
Oh, I've got
I think it might be a bit-
access to an email.
I mean, if I've got access to an email, let me have that. I'll certainly invite him.
Kevin,
Bit unfair to him because he hasn't actually got his feet on the
It's
ground.
very
He doesn't
hard
know
for
what's
him.
what.
Yeah.
Might be, it might
He'd be better off next year, actually.
Well, over the next year, or he could always, once he's here, sees what's going on, he can always come and address something.
Oh,
anyway.
One suggestion, you might think it's funny, is why not ask Bill Hancock, because he's an ex-Brent Knoll man. He's the present mayor of Burnham.
Right.
And he's made a great impression in Burnham.
He has.
Huge.
He has.
And I would like to endorse that, actually.
So, Bill Hancock.
And he writes,
to talk about.
he does enjoy that writing
to
as
talk
well.
about, to talk
Yeah.
about what?
Yes.
Talk about his work and a bit about
Steve
Brent
was
Knoll.
big.
I would,
About Brent Knoll and what he remembers of Brent Knoll and his work. He's very interested in talking about his work as the mayor.
I would endorse that idea of France.
He's
Is there
very
anyone
good.
else besides him?
You're not keen.
Would it be not nice to have, I don't know, who else is there really?
Chris Berman last year, of course, didn't we?
Because one of the reasons I say that, I met him at a long chat with him at cricket for 2.5 hours or so, and I asked him how he was getting on after his first year. He said, it's marvellous. He said, I've never met so many people who do things for other people for no reward. You know, he was really impressed with his job and the people around who've done so much. So I thought he had a good attitude.
I spoke to him the other day in Burnham, and he is now the most amenable man. I think he's made a huge
And
impression.
he is Brent Knoll born and bred, isn't he?
That's a good idea.
I'm happy to ask him, certainly. And I'll find his name on the burnhamc.com website.
A suggestion, we could get many words, for sure.
Yeah.
Go through the town
Town
clerk.
clerk, yeah, we've got a new town clerk now, so Sam on top.
Bearing in mind the issues over speeding and all the rest of it, that was my real wish to see if we could get somebody from the police here so we could lambast them, basically, in a public arena,
Well,
over and above.
trying to get them involved is,
I mean, it's probably too late for James Heapy, probably.
mm,
We could ask, and I've never thought of asking, so James Heapy.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Sorry?
Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh, well, he couldn't tell us it.
down.
Theresa James, Wayne Brexit.
He's probably one that we need to get a bit earlier in the year.
Mr. Chairman of the
I can certainly.
EU,
Nigel Farage.
who insulted us.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Right, okay, so you want me to contact possibly James Heapy and possibly Bill Hancock?
Yeah.
Two contenders.
I would prefer.
In which order?
Yes.
Well, which order would you prefer?
Oh,
I
we
go?
could, can we not have both?
We could have that, surely.
I'll ask them. There's a chance that one of them will be able to do it. So, you
No,
know.
if I don't, it's fine.
What's the date again?
It's the 18th.
April.
Isn't it April?
Well, if they both get, they double the attendance, isn't it?
8th of April. No.
18th.
Oh, 18th.
2 to 1. Right,
Okay, so that's it.
defibrillator.
Defibrillator, that was raised, I think.
I did, yeah.
But we decided we weren't going to have anything to do with the defibrillator, because we talked it to death, and we were going to
CPR.
something about CPR.
Yes.
Training, yeah.
I brought the CPR, it must have been about 5 months ago. I think it's a first step, and we've never actually pursued it. Can we please pursue it to see who can run a course, what it's going to cost, then we can bang it into the Brent Knoll News, because I think it's the first step to bringing people's attention to it. And quite interestingly, I don't know whether it was going to pass it on to the council. I'll pass it on to Owen, he might be interested, but I had a Facebook message of all places. I don't use Facebook, but it came from America. And it was what to do if you have a heart attack and you're on your own, you don't know what to do. An initial thing that you can do. I don't want to go into what it was, but it's quite interesting, and it's something which I have never thought of before, but it's general knowledge. It might be worth looking at.
The chap who did CPR training last time, do we know his name?
He's left.
Sorry, Kevin.
He's gone, is he?
But I mean, you've got Red Cross and St John's Ambulance, they do these things.
There's someone local that's just
He,
started doing it.
yeah, he left the village.
You know,
I will find out.
who do you see?
But it's St John's, it won't be.
I've seen it
I
advertised.
think so.
Oh, should be.
Well,
But I'll pass that thing from America on to you.
Okay.
So that's it. Speeding concerns is still on the
It's
agenda.
put on the agenda. I keep it on there as a, you know.
I mean, we had somebody write in, you will remember, about walking from the A38 in the dark and get down where there is the white line, which is supposedly a designating path, and the white line protects you. Well, Kim was indicating this afternoon that she's had bad experiences of being re-hit when she walks her child to school.
That's an arrow road.
And speeding, parents, I guess, it's the school run that causes most of the issues.
We came into the village the other night as the school run was taking place, and I counted 27 cars waiting to come out onto the A38.
Yeah. But it's a school run, Peter, isn't it?
Yeah. So we ought to move the school to Highbridge.
We've tried to contact the police.
Yes.
We've tried it through.
Well, because
PCSO.
since PC Oil was disappeared, it's hard to have a contact now, because I'm not sure who to contact. This is what I was going to ask Sue Mount Stevens if she came back to me. Can you tell me who your best contact is? Because I don't know.
Well, we've got the
It's got
PCSO,
PCSO. She doesn't seem to respond to emails.
but she has children at the school.
Does she?
Yes.
Okay.
Sam, PCSO
Sam,
Sam, yeah, she's got children. I think she's got children at school.
Stand outside at 9 o'clock.
Just asking, you mentioned the white line.
Yes.
Yes.
We were going to contact someone about a hedge that was growing out. Did we do that, and did we get any response, and has anything happened?
What hedge are we talking about?
There was a hedge that was out, that was pushing people out beyond the white line.
Down.
Towards the end of the
Was
hedge.
it the mountain, wasn't it? Well, they trimmed it back a bit, but they never really trimmed it back hard, which needed to be done.
Do we know what property it's on? Because I can write to them, you see.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did get the number. I've got the
Okay.
And that's the hit in 80 spread and come back into.
It's dreadful. We did. Owen did kindly contact East Brent Parish, and they had a go at district council, the highways, they get out about highways, and they said they'll keep an eye on it, and I can't see anything's been done to it, so there we are. Right, Master's report, Malcolm.
No.
Brian.
At the last meeting, it was raised again about this adult exercise equipment. I brought the stuff here, but as you know, I wrote a letter in the BKN some time ago, and we only got about 2 replies. But do we want to shelve it, or we all went to have a look at the hybrids, or do we want to put it on the back burner?
Back burner at the moment, because I don't think...
money.
David? Well, I have nothing, John.
Yeah, I do actually. I'm actually really very disturbed, and I am not alone on the council about this, but I've had quite enough in the public domain about the very libelous and unwarranted remarks which are being made in particular about Bob Firmer and his behaviour, so-called in the way that he has guided this parish council, which is utterly unwarranted and untrue, and also by implication how we as a parish council has operated. And I think it's quite enough. And my own view is that it should be reported to Melanie Wellman. And I'm quite happy to read Melanie Wellman out the packet. I've spoken to Bob about this the other day, and I asked him if he, because he is the object of this, he's going to complain. But he's now gone beyond just this parish council. But we have, leaving aside the individual, but we have a senior member of Sedgemoor District Council being libelled. And I think it's got to stop. I think it's absolutely outrageous. And my suggestion would be, with due respect, that we as a parish council report the matter formally to Sedgemoor and ask them what advice they would give us to deal with it under the circumstances.
I'm conscious that a lot of the debacle that I saw was on burnhamondsea.com. Not interested in having access to this other thing, is it?
Next door.
Yeah.
And I've been invited to go on it, but no.
Yeah, I've seen all that.
But burnhamondsea.com has had some horrendous issues reported, and our clerk did actually contact the editor and say to him, you ought to think about how they moderate it. And I am conscious and mindful that since then, there has been nothing on our development, and when you consider that in Hoybridge and Burnham they're talking about other housing developments, that's all gone very quiet as well. So whether he's suddenly twigged that perhaps people are using that forum in a very inappropriate way.
I think in this case, the strongest response is one of indifference. Quite frankly.
One of the things, obviously I had quite a bit of communication in this respect, and one of the things I've always attempted to do, and hopefully have succeeded, from my point of view, is remaining extremely neutral. Because one of the things that these people are entitled to know is what the processes and procedures are. And some of it has revolved around, wanting to put names forward, nominate for parish council and so forth. I have responded to those, and I've responded to them in a way that is giving factual information about what is required for somebody who wishes to be a member of the parish council. And I've tried to keep it as neutral as I possibly can, because I am entirely neutral on it. So, and I agree with you, Brian, to some extent, that actually the one thing you can't get into is a big debate, because it just won't cut any ice.
Yeah, I was a little bit miffed when I read that he was blaming the whole parish council for voting against for something that he didn't agree with. But it wasn't. Some of us voted against the 838. But he's blanketed everybody with the same.
Well, because that's how it ended up. We all have to support it, even if we voted against it.
Yeah, because bear in mind, irrespective of what you say, Brian, and how you vote, on any decision, it is the parish
Yeah,
council
yeah.
decision, not the individual.
But I know that, but I'm saying what he was saying, when he was, blanketing all this. He was saying.
No, but I mean, the thing about it is that Bob Fulmer is actually in there. It has gone to the MP, it has gone to a complaint to the Ombudsman, it has now gone to Sedgemoor District Council, and not only to Bermondsey website, he's saying the same thing. And the person at fault in all aspects of what has happened on this council is him.
I don't agree with that.
I'm sorry, it's in black and white.
Okay, it's
He
there
gave
in black and
Godfrey.
white when people are mentioning, but I disagree with that. But Sedgemoor has a part to play in this, in as much as when they came into the village and we all decided we were going to have affordable housing, we were taken aside, we were told that it was up to the village to decide, we decided. They came and guided us, we were to choose a bit of housing business, housing society to build the things. We chose the design, we did this, we did that, and yet this developer goes straight to Sedgemoor, not brings it to the council. Okay, they showed us plans and that, but not through the council. They went down to Sedgemoor. Sedgemoor decided that, well, what can you do for us? It has been mentioned about a particular property because the village was in need of a child that had a special need, which, no fault there. I mean, they want somebody there. But it was all done in the outside of the village, which I was very annoyed at, because they came and told us one thing and then they did another. And that was, well, I blame Sedgemoor entirely.
That's not true.
Not Paul, but he's our representative.
Chairman, just in terms of sort of the role of Sedgemoor, obviously, as Peter said, we had discussions and the parish council had a view as to how we wanted to move forward.
Yes.
The problem that Sedgemoor has is if somebody comes forward with a planning application, whether it's the one that they've asked for or not,
Yeah, but we
they have to deal with
that
it.
in the first place. These people came in and wanted to give us traffic lights. And then they had suddenly switched to affordable housing.
Yeah, but as I say, in terms of Sedgemoor's role, if an application is in front of them, they have to deal with it on the planning merits. They can't say no because there is a preferred other option. They have
Well,
to deal
who's
with
going to
it.
manage the affordable housing then? Because they told us how to go through the village.
In terms of if there is if it's all signed off and it happens, then the affordable housing will have to be done by an affordable housing company, and they will have to abide by the criteria that the parish council is drawing up in terms of who gets them for local people. So that will still be done through the parish council's criteria
So
that we
Coleman will
put
do
forward.
that then?
It won't, no, because Coleman and Builders, they'll have to hand it over to a housing
Well,
provider.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Is South West Housing Union? No, it's not.
It could be, but I mean, as yet we don't know because they haven't allocated it to anybody.
And
But
then
it
only
goes down.
yesterday they said the government was aware of property that's being built alongside A roads. The fumes and the raising of children along the proximity of an A road or a motorway. Anyway.
So John has made that comment, but I don't think we're going to get much support. Do we take it further, John, at this moment?
Well, I
Thank you, Brian.
I would say that we would ask for advice, not only for an individual of our council who's been notified, but an individual in Sedgemoor, a senior officer. And it is untrue. What has been said about Bob in particular is untrue. And whatever you think about the whole thing, to single out an individual in this way is quite outrageous.
I think the point that John makes is a valid point, and I just wonder whether we should consult with Valerie. Is it Valerie? Melanie. For her advice, whether a letter could be sent to Mr. Sturgis directly. Just
one of the things that Melanie will ask, I know whoever approaches her, the first thing she'll ask is, what is your evidence and what items are you specifically talking about? So she'll want specifics, just a general sort of, we're not happy about some things that have been said or whatever. She won't accept that. She'll want to know what has actually been said.
You've got it.
You've got it. I'm
It's
sorry.
on Burnmondsea.com.
In all of these,
Hang on.
Sorry,
hang on.
sorry, yeah.
Just go on. The criteria are laid quite specifically by David Sturgis, outlining what he believes to be the, for want of a better word, the wrongness of Bob's actions in this. But John, just hush up a minute. But that they are essentially wrong, and I think that she should point out from her position of authority and legal representation that whatever has happened happened in accordance with protocol and procedures, and that, you know, there is no case to answer for want of a
Now you're acting like Mr. Sturgis. Or if you leave it alone, Bob's big enough to blink in.
No, I understand the point that John is making, but
I understand that.
and if it can be done, something formally to him, yes, I would like that. But if Bob thinks, and you all think, that we just stay quiet and leave it alone, I'm quite happy with that.
I think if
I
you
would
leave
think
it
that's the
alone, if you
best.
end up and he takes you to court where you can say what you're saying now in your defence, and it'll end up with another discussion.
That they haven't got the resources anyway. So.
No, it's pathetic.
I think the issue to some extent has bypassed the parish council, has gone to the district council, the complaints have been made to Sedgemoor District Council. I think it's actually bypassed us actually. If you, apart from the thing that John's alluding to, which is the obvious remarks that have been made, but if you discount that, the actual complaint has now gone to Sedgemoor, and Sedgemoor will obviously respond to that.
Well, all I can say is then that we should give Bob our absolute support as a parish council.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you should. I'll leave it to them to decide what they want to do.
One of the difficulties, of course, is that when letters are written or emails are sent, they're sent to me, obviously, and they're sent to a couple of others, and they're usually copied into Bob. Now, I could start forwarding all of that to you, but you'd soon get tired of it all because it's basically the same thing, being written in different ways. So, on the odd occasion, I have forwarded it to members if I thought it was something within that was relevant. But in the main, it's repeating the same things that you've heard previously.
And depressing, and it's depressing at that when you do read it.
Okay, so
It's fine.
All right,
It's not-
but when he stands for
Appreciate
election,
that.
you perhaps might want to reconsider. Colin, have you got anything to?
The only thing I would like to bring up next time is Bob mentioned the state of the path from the upper Kissing Gate to the top of Brent Knoll is in a poor state, and we probably need to get hold of the guy from the National Trust to see if he can do anything. And I'm not sure, I can't remember.
you've got a new guy now, actually. I think
Yeah.
you've got somebody just taken over.
Yeah.
So I need to find out who
If
that
you
is.
could, then I don't mind liaising with you.
Yeah.
if you want to.
They're usually pretty helpful. Previous chap's very helpful.
Jed knows someone, doesn't he, Bob? But I'm not sure whether he's the right guy. Whereas
So,
if you could let me
I'll go
know.
on the National Trust at Western Supermare, that's their regional office, and see if I can find out who the person is.
Peter, anything?
No, I had my say and I had my answers, thank you.
Anything, Cynthia?
No, I have nothing to say.
Thank you. And with that, we'll close our meeting and see you all again in
Yeah,
March.
30, don't we?